A pinch of wit, Manly Mark's podcast, this is it. Oh, Manly Mark, the man with the spark. He's got the wisdom, he's got the heart. Pull up a chair, stay for a while. Manly Mark will make you smile. Oh, Manly Mark, the man with the spark. He's got the wisdom, he's got the heart. Pull up a chair, stay for a while. Manly Mark will make you smile. He's got tales that twist and turn, a world of wonders you'll soon learn.
Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the wild man has left its mark across cultures and continents, from blurry photographs to shaky videos, from plaster casts of massive footprints to chilling eyewitness accounts. The evidence is tantalizing. Hunters, hikers, and researchers have reported encounters with a towering, hairy creature that moves with uncanny stealth. In 1967, the Patterson-Gimlin film captured a figure striding through Bluff Creek, California. An image that's been dissected, debated, and burned into our collective imagination. Hair samples, vocalizations, and even alleged DNA studies have fueled the case for a flesh and blood creature. An undiscovered primate lurking in the wilderness. The proof, for some, feels overwhelming. Yet, skepticism reigns supreme. Science demands hard evidence, a body, a skeleton, something undeniable. Critics point to hoaxes, misidentifications, and the human knack for seeing patterns where none exist. The lack of clear, irrefutable proof keeps Bigfoot-related things relegated to folklore. A campfire tale dismissed by most. But what if the skepticism runs deeper than just a lack of bones? What if the truth about Bigfoot challenges not just our understanding of biology, but our grip on reality itself? Could the supernatural or paranormal aspects of Bigfoot, stories of creatures vanishing into the thin air, glowing eyes in the dark, or connections to ancient myths explain why it's so hard to pin down? Maybe the reason we're skeptical isn't just because the evidence is thin, but because Bigfoot might be more than a missing link. Maybe it's a bridge to something otherworldly. Hey you guys, and welcome to another day of Midday Madness with Manly Mark. As always, I'm your host, Manly Mark, here at Uncle Pat's Pub, just waiting on my friends to get here so we can talk about some cool things, as always. But as always, and as you guys always know, they're running late, so I'm talking to you folks. You'd think at noontime the pub would be a little more full, but I don't know. Maybe it's Terry's cooking. I'm talking to you, Terry. Hush up now. Yeah. We love Terry, but his cooking, it'll go right through you. Anyways, as you see today, we're talking about Bigfoot. So the question is, most people have an opinion on Bigfoot, whether that's just full stop no, he doesn't exist, or everyone's got an uncle or grandpa or knows someone who's seen Bigfoot or heard him. And, I know several people in my own life who would claim that they know someone who's seen Bigfoot. And so, it's kind of hard to have a conversation about Bigfoot because there's so many different angles to go on. But here today, we're just going to be covering a few of them. I might keep it pretty short because I am feeling a little under the weather, but all that to say, once the convo starts going, I might just keep it going. But yeah, so what's the deal with Bigfoot? Is he a lost primate, an undiscovered species? That theory is probably the most prevalent in that most people, when they think of Bigfoot, they just think he's some undiscovered primate species. And to most, that theory then would be like, well, that can't be, because with the amount of equipment, recording, drones, cameras, things like that we'd have, well, we'd pin him down. We'd have a body, we'd have DNA, whatever. And so if you take the Bigfoot, it's just a primate, some lost, undiscovered monkey species, then you're not going to convince a lot of people. And I just don't think that's a very good theory. If I thought that, I would not think that Bigfoot was real. And I don't know what I actually think about Bigfoot. Sometimes I'm in a mood where I think he's real, and sometimes I'm in a mood where I think, probably not. But I have had what I could personally describe as a Bigfoot experience. Okay, I'll set the scene, I'll set the stage. Oh, what year was it? It was 2023, probably March, April, May. It was probably in March 2023. I was hiking at Devil's Den State Park, and it's supposed to be, I think it was like a 17-mile trail. I would on the weekends, like a Friday night or Saturday morning or noon, just catch a wild hare, load up my dog, load up my pack, and we'd go on a overnight backpacking trip. But I specifically like to find the trails that were loops, ranging anywhere from 12 on up in miles, just because I don't like the down and backs. If I've already seen it, I want to see it. But it's nice whenever you finish a loop, because you're like, whoa, I wasn't even expecting to be done now, and here we are. I saw, everything I saw was new the whole time. Anyways, I was at Devil's Den, and it already started off bad because I had like $300 in my pocket, and I don't know why. I guess I just left the money in my pocket when I got out of the truck, and pulled to reach something out of my pocket. Money fell out. Didn't realize it till it was too late. So someone had a lucky day at Devil's Den, but not me. Anyways, hike was going great. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Devil's Den, really, really good place to hike. I loved it. And it's pretty challenging too. If you like good steep inclines, I loved it. Anyways, so got to hiking along most of the day, and the sun started to set. And usually when I'm doing my little hiking adventures, as the sun starts to set or thinks about setting, I'll start kind of trying to scope out a good spot for a campsite. And so long story short, I was kind of at the top of I don't want to call it a mountain. I guess it was a mountain. They are mountains, but at the top of you could be described as a ravine. And I could see in the distance and hear a pretty large creek running through. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead and camp down by the creek. And so I started working my way down the ravine, no problem. Took me 10 or 15 minutes. Had my dog, my pack. But I got there, really good camp spot. Got my hammock set up, got my fire, got my wood, and I just got everything good, ready for the night. Because there's a specific order I like to do things. I like to set up my hammock, get that all ready. Then I like to start getting the firewood, and then I'll get the fire, and then I'll start cooking supper, and then what have you. And so I had just finished setting up. Fire was going good. I had my supper, or the water for my supper, on the fire heating up to boil. And so I just slonked on back on a tree, leaned up on a tree, sat on the ground. That's just what I always do. And I was just kind of hanging out, chiefing around, puffing around. And next thing I hear like my back is to the creek, and the noise I hear is from across the creek. So it's pretty good distance, but I could hear it clearly, like a whoop, whoop. That sounds terrible, but if you know anything about Bigfoot and the Bigfoot mythos or the Bigfoot conspiracy stuff, you hear about how he will whoop. He'll make little whooping noises. And here later, I've got a Bigfoot video I'm going to show you of some noises. Foolish me, I can't even remember if it's specifically the ones of him whooping. But long story short, I heard Bigfoot. And the second I pull up my phone and start pulling up my little voice memo recorder, to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because I'm at this point, I'm like, And you know, my dog's ears perked up. She heard it. But I turned on my voice recorder, and it stopped. And nothing else eventful happened for the night. But it sure wasn't a pleasant experience just sitting out there the rest of the night thinking, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. You know, it really puts a damper on your camping trip if you're having to think about that kind of thing. But, so, not a very credible experience of Bigfoot. Maybe I definitely heard something that sounded like a whoop. I mean, that's not a lie, but whether or not it's Bigfoot or something else, I'm not 100% certain. It's just more fun to assume or tell people it's Bigfoot. But that's not to say that I don't think Bigfoot's real. I just think when most people think of the Bigfoot conspiracy, my brother-in-law and I were having a conversation the other day specifically about Bigfoot. And of course, all the points he brings up at first are, we'd find evidence, this and that. You know, it's like, we agree we would. But what if what we think about Bigfoot isn't the truth? And we'll dive into that, in a minute. I remember, I got a good thing to read about that. But since we're talking about Bigfoot, a lot of people, you see footage all the time. A lot of it's fake. A lot of it is clearly fake. But then you see some of the videos that, we live in a world of AI now. And so if you saw anything convincing, I guess most people say, well, this is just AI. But, just take it for what it's worth. You make up your own mind if you think this footage is fake or real. It's kind of a long video because it gets into several sightings, but I'll just let it go for as long as I need, just to demonstrate that some of these sightings you see are pretty questionable. Questionable in the sense of, that's kind of convincing. So you guys check it out and just tell me what you think.
Looks like he's got a dead deer in his arm or something, I'm not sure. Oh my god, I think he sees me. We have to go.
We gotta get out of here. We're too close. We gotta get out of here.
For years, eerie sightings and strange footprints have fueled the legend of Bigfoot. But what if some of these encounters are real? Some clips are too compelling to ignore, from shadowy figures in the woods to shocking close-up footage. Here are the 30 most convincing Bigfoot encounters ever caught on camera. Part 3. A simple trail camera to monitor wildlife captures something far more terrifying. In the dead of night, deep in the forest, the camera picks up a strange movement. A large, shadowy figure steps into view, its towering frame barely visible in the darkness. As the mysterious figure lingers, its eerie presence sends chills down the spine. The unsettling footage leaves more questions than answers, making this one of the most chilling trail cam discoveries ever recorded. Deep in the snowy forests of Noble County, Ohio, something powerful lurks among the trees.
Holy crap. There they go.
A man walks carefully through the woods, his breath visible in the cold air. Suddenly, he spots a massive, dark figure in the distance. Something is shaking a tree with incredible force, making loud cracking sounds. As he zooms in with his camera, the figure appears to be taking down the tree. Mysterious vocalizations and loud tree knocks echo through the forest, sending chills down his spine. Could this be proof of Bigfoot's existence? A peaceful hike near Port Renfrew takes a terrifying turn when a lone hiker stumbles upon something shocking. As the man walks through the remote wilderness, he suddenly spots a massive figure moving in the distance. The creature's sheer size sends a chill down his spine, but he keeps recording. Despite the fear creeping in, the hiker zooms in, capturing a close-up of the towering beast. Its intimidating presence looms over the landscape, leaving no doubt that this is a truly unsettling moment. A quiet morning of turkey hunting turns into a shocking and unforgettable encounter deep in the wilderness.
I'm so startled right now. I'm so startled. Yeah, it looks...
The sun rises as the hunter patiently waits, casting golden light over the dense forest. Suddenly, he notices movement from the corner of his eye. Two massive, shadowy figures lurking in the distance.
2 Bigfoots. I don't know. Looks like he's got a dead deer in his arm or something. I'm not sure. Oh my god, I think he sees me.
The creatures appear to be foraging, examining the ground, and picking up something unseen with their large hands. As the hunter watches in disbelief, he realizes they might be feeding on a fresh animal kill nearby. A peaceful 4th of July hike takes an unexpected turn when a hiker captures something unbelievable on camera. As the hiker moves carefully through the forest, they spot a massive, dark figure crossing between a gap in the growth. Staying hidden, they continue filming, trying not to make a sound. The figure pauses near a large rock, appearing to pick up something small before moving on. The hiker zooms in, capturing what looks like a Bigfoot carrying an infant before disappearing into the wilderness. A peaceful fish...
Okay, so I don't know about you, but after watching some of those, I don't know, man. Some of those are pretty convincing and pretty spooky, if you ask me. I tell you, if I was out on a hiking trip or something by myself, or out in the woods or the forest, anywhere, and I saw something or anything relating or similar to the things in that video, I would probably never go again. Never go again. And so I don't think any of that footage is AI. I think I'm fairly certain about that. But whether or not the people in suits or this or that, I mean, it's pretty weird. That last one we saw, picking up a little baby, I don't know. And so again, you'd say, well, we have all these videos. Okay, where's the evidence? Where's the skeletons? Where's the DNA? Where's the bodies? I mean, that's the biggest, like my intro talked about. Bigfoot wouldn't be relegated to the realm of folklore if it was just as simple as finding a body. But it apparently isn't. And so a lot of people would ask, well, what's going on? What's going on there? And so I've got to pull it up, but I've got a little article tying in Bigfoot into what I think the actual reality of the situation is going. I'm just word salad. I'm going to show you a video that's going to get it. Not a video. I'm going to read something that's going to essentially explain my view on the Bigfoot situation. I don't know why it was so difficult to say that. Let me just got to get this article up. Over here. Oh, all right. Oh, wait. Okay. It's essentially, sounds crazy, but the theory is connecting Bigfoot to UFOs. Ooh, what? Okay, let me read it. Several theories connect Bigfoot sightings to UFOs, proposing explanations for the creature's existence and elusiveness based on an extraterrestrial or interdimensional connection. I think it's interdimensional personally. Main theories: extraterrestrial Bigfoot. Some theories suggest Bigfoot is an alien species, potentially left behind on Earth by extraterrestrials or visiting as part of an interplanetary research mission. This could explain Bigfoot's elusive nature and the scarcity of physical evidence. Interdimensional Bigfoot. Another theory proposes that Bigfoot is an interdimensional being capable of traversing between different realities or dimensions. This theory might explain Bigfoot's sudden appearances and disappearance, often described without leaving a trace. UFOs, in this context, might be the craft or technology utilized by Bigfoot to travel between dimensions. Bigfoot and aliens share a common origin. Some speculate that Bigfoot and aliens might share common ancestry or are part of a shared prehistoric alien hybrid program. And I don't buy into that one bit, but if you listen to Ancient Aliens, that's what they're going to tie it into. I had a few Ancient Alien videos specifically about Bigfoot, but again, they just wanted to tie Bigfoot into how extraterrestrials seeded life on Earth and how Bigfoot is a link in that. You even get into paranormal connections. Beyond UFOs, Bigfoot sightings are often intertwined with other paranormal phenomenon, including unexplained lights, electronic malfunctions, and eerie silences. Some believe Bigfoot might be a residual energy form akin to a ghost or projection, linked to paranormal forces. Interesting. Never really heard that one, but the whole Bigfoot might be a ghost. The point being with, I'm going to get more into it, but the point being with a lot of these different theories is most people, when they think of Bigfoot, wouldn't think of these types of theories. They just immediately think, well, show me the body and I'll believe it. Well, there might be something deeper going on, just like we talked about in my UFO episode. We talked about how, well, these, in my opinion, these UAPs, UFOs, and whatever alien creatures are not intergalactic. They don't extraterrestrial. They don't come from another place far, far away. They come from another plane, level of existence. I don't even know. I can't even fathom that, right? But I think that's what's going on, and I think the ancients understood that concept better than we do today. And we might get more into that again at some point. But again, the whole point of this show and kind of what I like to do is I like to show people a different way of thinking about things. Not that this is that deep of a topic. It's Bigfoot, for crying out loud. But yet most people would have never thought, oh, there's a lot of places that have UFO sightings and Bigfoot sightings. You know, there's a lot of UFO hotspots or hotspots for Bigfoot too. And so if you believe that the aliens and UFOs come from far, far away, maybe they brought them here. Maybe they're working together. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe that because I think, again, extraterrestrials are interdimensional, and I think maybe that's what I think about the Bigfoot. Is there some sort of interdimensional thing going on? There might be places, and we'll get into this when we get into Skinwalker Ranch. If you hadn't looked into or heard anything about Skinwalker Ranch, it's a very interesting place to get into. But the point being is there are places on Earth where whatever veil is thinner, okay, and other places might overlap and these beings can cross over. I don't know, just a thought. But we'll get back more into the Bigfoot reading. Yeah, Bigfoot reading, yes. Okay, indigenous folklore often portrays Sasquatch as a spiritual being, a protector of the land, or even a shapeshifter. Further blurring the lines between the physical and paranormal realms. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about that because it's like, well, I didn't even think about that. If, the idea of Bigfoot, some hairy creature in the forest, is according to indigenous folklore, they've been seeing him for a while, but they considered him a spiritual being, like I said, protector of the land or a shapeshifter. So that would, I know it sounds crazy, but Bigfoot doesn't exist if he's purely just a physical being. I don't believe. I mean, like everyone always says, where's the evidence? Give me a body, give me a skeleton, give me something. There is nothing. Nothing credible. And so, again, I don't think you'd have all these sightings and these reports. Not everybody's crazy, or not every single person who sees Bigfoot has to be on drugs. You know, I know anytime you see something or experience something or tell a story to someone else about someone who did, their first response or questions, well, I wonder what kind of drugs they was on. And it's like, well, I bet a lot of crazy folks see some crazy stuff on some drugs now, but I don't think that can be attributed to all the stories about Bigfoot. And so before I get back into my reading, I wanted to show this. Since I was talking about the Bigfoot sounds, I should have played this earlier, but it's a little video of an authentic recording of Bigfoot. You know, I can't, maybe it says what year it was, but the point is now, you know, you can find recordings of Bigfoot all over YouTube, but are they real or fake? Yeah, I don't know. But this was in the time where they could actually look at the tapes and confirm with an expert that they weren't altered or anything. And so I think you guys will find this kind of interesting too.
Have you ever heard of the Sierra Sounds?
No.
This guy owned a hunting cabin, started just hearing what he described as just like an uncanny valley sound.
Oh.
It sounded human, but it also didn't sound human. Freaked him out. He brought his buddies. Same thing happened. So he said, we're going to record these sounds to see if anyone can analyze them.
Oh no.
They submitted their tapes to Dr. Herlin, who's a professor at the University of Wyoming. And he said, yep, they're 100% real. They have
Whoa.
not been altered.
Completely authentic.
The
So scary.
analysis revealed that the sounds were made by a creature physically larger than man. Based on the pitch and sound, there was more than one creature recorded. So this is it.
Imagine being in the woods hearing this. They're mimicking human voices.
There's two of them across the creek.
You can see him? That was a critter?
They're mimicking human tones.
Stop.
I'd be so
Weird.
scared to start talking, like to mimic their voices.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Because I just imagine the recording, like you hear them talking and suddenly they stop and then you hear the recording, like the voice right behind them or
Stop,
something.
Andy.
Okay, spooky. Now that is as spooky as it gets. If I heard of that at my hunting cabin, I'm not bringing nobody there because I'm burning the place down or I'm getting the heck out of there. No, sir, I ain't doing that. That's scary. And they were even seeing them. They didn't have it on video, but man, oh man, that would freak me out. But as the little video said, it's like, well, they had the tape authenticated. It wasn't altered, I mean. And so, but again, I'll go ahead and finish out this reading because we're getting close to the end of the show. And we'll just keep on talking. If anyone out there listening, drop a comment. Jerry, if you're listening, God bless you, brother. Jessica, God bless you. I just like to shout out all our listeners. Colin, if Colin's listening, God bless you, Colin. I love Colin, man. Hey, and Colin, thanks for always commenting on the stuff, man. Always shouting me out, dude. Means a lot. Love you, Colin. Love Jerry. Love everybody. Okay, where was I? Getting back into my reading. On the Bigfoot. The Grassman. Ohio Grassman. Okay. Okay. Where am I at? Okay. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. No wonder I couldn't find what I was looking for. Other proposed connections. A potential correlation exists between Bigfoot sightings in regions known for UFO activity, such as Hocking Hills, Ohio, where the Ohio Grassman is from, and Ocala Forest, Florida. The Florida skunk ape, I mean, they got local names for them all over because something's going on there. The frequency of reported sightings of both phenomenon in such locations may suggest a potential link that warrants further investigation, according to some researchers. Skeptics generally attribute these overlaps to cognitive bias or the natural tendency to link unrelated phenomenon based on proximity. The lack of concrete, scientifically verifiable evidence for both Bigfoot and UFOs make these connections largely speculative. Well, here's what I'd say about that. I don't even think at this point UFOs are speculative. We have government hearings about UAPs. We talked about the company Skywatcher, who literally makes whistles for these UFOs. Like, I say whistle, but whatever technology they're using to, and their own words, summon these craft. That's pretty. You have to be kind of silly to be a skeptic about the fact that something is happening with these UAPs, UFOs. Whether or not they're actually extraterrestrials or demons, as I would suggest, they are real. And so again, I believe more in UFO stuff than I do Bigfoot, but I think that you can attribute Bigfoot to the UFO stuff. And I think that's, again, whether that's through deceptions in the demonic realm or demonic deception, I don't know. I mean, I think that's the case with extraterrestrials, but I'm not sitting here and saying, I think Bigfoot's a demon, because then I'm going to be the guy who gets accused of calling anything and everything demonic, which I do in a sense. And in a sense, I do think it's demonic, but context matters for most things. So pretty much I wanted to just get on here and give you my thoughts about Bigfoot. because we talked about it on the Feast Me show with Manly Mark, with Fee, and he thought the topic was interesting. So I thought, I'll get on, do a little digging, find some pictures, videos, and just have a conversation about Bigfoot. Because like I said, most people would just dismiss him altogether based solely off the, well, where's the proof? Well, if the whole phenomenon's not purely physical to begin with, I don't know, man. Again, I want to leave it up to you to decide, but as always, just another way to think about things this time, and just so happens to be Bigfoot. So thanks, guys, for tuning in, and tune in tonight to Night with Fee, tonight at 9 p.m. And if you want to see me again, hopefully you do. I know I want to see me again every morning. But tune in to the Feast Me show with Manly Mark at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And you can find us on YouTube, Twitter, or well, X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And we're working on any and every platform. So look us up or check us out on any of those platforms. We're consistently and always learning how to produce more content, specifically in like shorts and reels. So we're finally putting out a lot of that kind of content. So if you get the chance, like, subscribe, share, do anything you can to get the message out that the Feast Me Network is here to stay. So until tomorrow, guys, God bless you.